Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays HyperRogue. Apologies for the lack of an episode last week. Things got kind of out of hand, and I sat down to record today's episode, and the video didn't record. I forgot to set up the scene properly, and so here we are in the Jelly Kingdom, and we're going to be looking for some orbs. And the way that the Jelly Kingdom works is the jellies that are the same color as the floor are immobile, and the opposite colored jellies are going to be moving around and attacking us. And they're actually pretty good at swarming us. We're going to be seeing quite a lot of them. And let's see, the Orb of Phasing. So here we go. So this is the orb for this land. This orb lets you pass through walls 1 cell wide, and also through monsters as long as they will not attack you in transit. Native to the Jelly Kingdom, collect 10 tasty jelly. Okay. So this could be really cool to try out. Now we can't use it right away to go through this guy, because he would just attack us when we come out the other side. So we need to head over this way and try to get a little bit of distance on these guys. So I mentioned that they're very good at swarming us. They are very good at swarming us, and we need to play very carefully, because there are no treasures in the direction that I want to go. So we need to look for our line of escape. Try to move through heptagons. And try to bend in different directions as we go through them. And at this point, really what we need is a treasure. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of this situation. And there we go. So now all of the blue ones have turned into walls, and all of the red ones have come to life. Now we want to get out of here because we want to play around with orbs in some other places. And so we need to really pay attention to combat and tactics, and we're really getting swarmed here. And it's only going to get more dangerous the longer we stay here, because we have to pick up treasures as part of how you survive in this land. It's not really possible to survive. I guess it is somewhat possible to survive without picking up treasures, but it is very difficult, and picking up treasures really is the tactical heart of this game. And so now we can go, let's see. So we have the Orb of Phasing active. So, whoops. I did the thing again. So yeah, you shift-click and you jump through walls. And so that's how you do it. So that's, another element of the tactics in this land. But we really do want to find our way out of here. And we really want to start playing around with orbs in a more neutral, tactical situation. But yeah, these guys really will overwhelm you. But we can turn them all into walls at once and escape into the crossroads. And we still have a little bit of phasing left. I did it again. I'm just so used to that. Just so used to using the scroll wheel for everything. So the Orb of Winter is what I unlocked by finishing out the Blizzard in the Lost episode. We also got an orb from the Ruined City that we will be on the lookout for. I am going to relax the rule about picking up orbs. Or, I mean, no, I'm going to relax the rule about crossing walls, because I want to have the freedom to play around with orbs and try them out in different areas. And this land actually has a really cool orb that I really want to look for, and I want to... I want to be able to play around with it, without worrying about survivability. But it looks like the game doesn't really want to give us one right away, which is I'm not too put out by that. We're just going to keep hunting and hope that we find something soon and we can pick up other orbs that will be useful for us along the way. Orb of Speed, very useful, and will let us escape from a lot of situations. We do still have the fern flowers to finish collecting, though if this fire fairy doesn't want us to, that kind of limits our options. But we managed to not start a fire here, which is good. And let's see, we have 5, so we only need 5 more. We can see if we can get that. And I know that this is a land where I particularly wanted to work on just getting lost. Letting myself get lost. But I don't know if now is the time to do that, because I do want to focus on getting orbs. I think it's actually a little bit too late to even have that debate, because we are quite far from the crossroads at this point. Yeah, it looks like we're not... Oh! I guess we are finding our way back, and we actually only need one more fern flower. So let's just do that. Maybe we'll get lost out here in another episode. I will add it to my things to do list. Things to do after I die, I guess you could call it, because, that probably won't be during this run. Let's see, Orb of Friendship, Orb of Thorns, all very good things to have, but not what we are looking for right now. Orb of Safety, once again, not really what we're looking for. Our bird is doing some great work for us. The birds are one of the best followers. I haven't really played around with the princess enough to say, what the best follower in the game is, but the birds are some of my favorites. They stay, usually are smart enough to stay out of the way of your flash. And they are, they are good at taking care of things that you can't get to. Fighting off stuff. They cover your 6, as they say. The Orb of Storms, I think, can still get them, and they are more vulnerable. They do turn into mines. You can accidentally kill them. Now, I don't actually remember if we have... Yeah, and they're, they can get hit by the Orb of Storms. And that... I can't remember if we've actually been in here. Let's see. Ancient weapons. No, I don't think we have any ancient weapons. So this is someplace that we still need to go, but I still want to find some of those new orbs, because I did have some fun playing around with them. They are some pretty cool orbs. But yeah, you do have to actually be really careful. Let's see. Grey Raiders never step on gray cells, so they are This guy seems like he's behaving a little bit oddly. So you can't attack them at all, but you can see he's moving away from us sometimes, and I don't really know why. Orb of Shielding doesn't really help us, but there he is, he's gone, and I don't entirely know why. But it's really unlucky that we have not seen, or at least I have not seen, the new orbs. Where did our friend got killed by Jiangshi. Now the Orb of Speed could let us kind of duck through here without waking these guys up too much, and grab some ancient weapons. And I'm just going to keep, wandering around, dropping into orbs of safety, trying different stuff, until eventually I spot one of the orbs that we're actually looking for. We found them actually in the lost episode. We found them really quickly, which makes this a little bit more distressing. Let's see, we have not gotten any Demon Daisies, but I actually had a frame rate crunch the last time I tried to go in there, so we're not going to do that. Finding lots of Orbs of Friendship, which I love, but it's not what I'm looking for. Oh, we cannot hurt Brown Raiders. Let's see. Brown Raiders never move adjacent to an item. Boy, that's going to be hard to shake. How are we going to do that? How are we going to get rid of this guy? I guess we can go between these. Apparently mirrors don't count as items. So that'll shake him a little bit, make him go a little bit farther. Okay, so here's the Orb of Phasing. That's actually one of the orbs, one of the new orbs. So that lets us... I did it again. I keep using the mouse wheel to try and use ranged orbs. So they let us go through walls. And they will also let us go through certain enemies. And so we can actually kind of evade this Brown Raider a little bit cheekily. We could probably even... we can't really lead it out into... No, so that's not going to work. But, there's stuff we can try with it. I would like to try and find a 2-beat enemy, or a slower enemy. Because you can phase through enemies as long as they can't attack you when you do so. Orb of Air. That will actually let us... I did it again. Gotta stop doing that. I'm so used to... I'm so used to using the mouse wheel for everything that I keep doing that, and it messes up the view, and it messes up my kind of custom settings. Let's see. So I have not been paying as much attention to combat as I should be. Okay, so the lightning does hurt the lizards. That is useful. We have an Orb of Discord, which will get some of this trouble off our back. Some of it. Now, I haven't actually checked if the Orb of Winter lets you walk on lava. Here is an Orb of Lava. This orb summons a minor volcanic activity all around you. All the heptagonal cells adjacent to enemies in distance of at most 5t will be set on fire, does not affect the cell you are on, and enemies resistant to fire. Native to the volcanic wasteland, collect 10 lava lily. So we can grab that, and it will start causing fire sprouting up around that salamander. It doesn't do a ton, but it will slow enemies down because it makes them follow rock snake lines. So that is handy. I don't actually know if it works. It looks like it only affects awake enemies. So it's not affecting these terracotta warriors. And it's not really seeming like the most useful thing right now. Because it's kind of, it's blocking us in. Even as much as it's blocking the junctures in. So that's 5. This is not the main thing I want to be doing. Orb of Slaying, there we go. This orb lets you defeat raiders and other tough single-cell monsters in melee. Now, we cannot actually attack statues. And so these have 7 hit points, but with the Orb of Slaying, that's not an issue for us at all. And they won't let us kill snakes, but they will kill... I believe, greater demons, and what else can we not attack? Oh, the skeletons. Let's see. Will it actually hurt the Vizier? It will. Interesting. So this is a really powerful orb. That's really cool. I hadn't really experimented with it as much in the previous episode. I'd only really tried it out on a couple of things. So I believe that is all of the new orbs. There's actually a new one for the Cocytus that we have not had a chance to try out. We actually need to go through Hell in order to do that. I've been having some performance issues going through Hell lately, so I don't know how well that's going to work. Let's see, we don't really have enough Orb of Winter. I wanted to try it out in the Volcanic Wastelands. Let's dock very quickly. Oh, I can see the frame rate chugging. Yeah, it's down to like 30, 40 FPS. Just walking past it. So we're not going to do that. I will have to turn the graphics down if we're going to do that. So here's the Volcanic Wasteland, but no Orbs of Winter for us to try out. And we can zoom alongside the edge here and see, can we find that perfect storm? If we find an Orb of Safety, that's what I'm going to do instead. So we have a pikeman here to deal with. And of course there are many other long-term goals that I would really like to try. We do need to finish up the Terracotta Army and get the orb from there. I don't think we've played around with that, but I don't remember. So that's another monster where it would be very nice. We heard a distant squeak. We could go on a princess quest. So I'm getting very distracted by everything. So raising up an army and taking it on an adventure is still something that I would like to do, and the princess quest is actually part of that. I would like to get a princess to fight by our side and go on an adventure with them. So there's a lot for us to do still, and a lot of lands for us to finish, a lot of orbs for us to try out. I'm not sure if we've even ever gotten the orb for the reptiles, because the reptile is so slow, I don't even remember if I've cleared it. It's so much work to get every single dodecahedron. So that is, kind of the stuff that I'm thinking about going forward. We're having a good adventure so far. Sorry about the missed episode and the gap in the timeline. But hopefully things will smooth out in the future, and until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.